Hey guys, we are back at it. We're gonna talk about a couple things. Got a cool workout. Got some chest activation here, some fast twitch, and a few slow twitch things. Focus mostly on the upper chest, but nothing too crazy. Anyway, let's talk about that new thing. What is that? Drizzle, right? Drizzle. Very interesting. I guess it's in reply to the whole sprinkle stuff. And basically, drizzle is just men that are just tired of being used. It's like, hey, you're doing this, it's not enough. You want me to take you to this restaurant, it's not enough. Men are supposed to be providers anyway, so provide more. And men are like, hey, I thought you ladies were, I thought you were bosses, I thought you were independent, I thought you were, could take care of yourself and could do all those things. Why do you keep asking for more stuff when you can do all these things? And what's very weird is very interesting. Female, they used to say, and I deal with a lot of beauty pageants too, and women in general. And a lot of times they'll say, well, what do you think is your greatest power? And a lot of them say, well, my greatest power is that I can give birth. I can bring forth life. I can give birth. So, and they'll say, well, okay, do you want to have kids? Oh, no, I don't want to have kids. I don't want to have kids. But that's my greatest power. And how many women don't want to have kids? Especially now with these new laws where it's like the paternity test is mandatory or whatever. How many don't want to have kids? And that is their greatest power. Well, it's okay. Well, what I'll do is I'll say, well, I don't want to have kids, but I'll do everything that it takes to have kids. Let's just say it that way. I'll do all the activities that it takes to make babies, but I don't want babies. Well, now you've got men saying, okay, I'll provide, but under these certain circumstances. I'll provide, but under these circumstances. I'm going to need this and I'm going to need that. I want this kind of woman. She's going to have to do these things. And after she does these things, then I'll provide. I'll do husband duties after she starts doing wifely duties. And the woman is saying, well, I'll do wifely duties after he starts doing husband duties. And it's just this new thing where no one wants to put both feet in. Everyone wants to kind of like just dip their toe in the water, like no one wants to commit and all this stuff. I remember back in the day before we had, before guys went all, started, before it was hard to find a masculine male. Do you remember all those videos that used to be, trending where like, you had a baby, a young male, a young child, 5, 7 years old, and they would paint the boys' nails. They would have these young boys dress up like girls. It was all a big meme. Yay, let's have all these boys dress up like girls. And let's have the girls dress up like boys. And let's paint their nails. Let's paint their nails. And let's have these young males look as much like women as possible. Yay, that's so funny. Yay, that's so funny. Yeah, that's so great. Remember that back in the day? And then they kept doing that. This is what funny is. This is what's funny in Hollywood. Men dressing up like this. Dress your fingernails. Don't yell. You don't have to work out. Only work out if you're paid to work out. All this little stuff. I think even a few actors are doing that. Actors will say, well, I don't work out unless they pay me to work out. I'm not going to work out for me. I'll only do what I'm paid to do because, it's all about the money. I get that. I could see that. It's hard work. But if you remember that, then you go forward in time. Right now, you've got what? You got women saying, not all. You got a lot of women saying, let's sleep around. I want to sleep around. This is how I prove my power by sleeping around. Poly is good. Let's have sex with everybody because men do it too. And then you had all these streams come out, and then men were saying, well, let's make as much money as possible. So that you can have sex with as many women as possible and don't take them serious, right? Let's sleep with as many women as possible. Don't take them seriously. Just sleep with them. And if you're already married or if you're already in a relationship, it's okay if a man sleeps outside of that relationship. Basically, they're also saying poly. That's also poly. So men and women, they're kind of saying the same thing in different ways. Women are saying it's okay to sleep around. It's okay if I sleep around. And men are saying, well, yeah, get the power first, get the money, and then men should also sleep around. And women are saying, oh, poly is good. And men are saying poly is good, but only for men, not for women. And women are saying, well, poly is good for everyone. Poly is good for women, but not for men. All this stuff. Um, Basically, they're both saying, I can do what I want. The women are saying, well, I can do what I want, hence, do what thou wilt. I can wear what I want, do as thou wilt. I can go out, I can say whatever I want, do as thou wilt. There's no bridle for their tongue. And men are saying, I can do what I want. I have money now, I have power now. I actually do make more than you. Now I make more than you. Women are like, I make more than you. And guys are like, no, now I make more than you. So I can do as I wilt. I'll do what I want. And really leading to, godless, lawless society. And I thought that was very odd. And you can just see how they're kind of both saying the same thing. Um, I deal with a lot of people on a regular basis, and you can kind of see these trends going around, even the people that don't necessarily watch a lot of TikTok and YouTube and all this stuff, they're still kind of doing the same thing. It seems like they're almost having the same spirit as you wilt. If that's the end goal, to have everyone sleep with everyone, and all these spirits and all these souls intermingled, interlined, well, that would make one world. If everyone's sleeping with everyone, then it's like one world, right? And of course, you got the 666. The women, they're only dating guys that have the mark of the beast. 666, 6 feet, 6 figures, 6 inches, and that's the mark that they're taking. The guys are striving to have that same mark as well. And of course, all these guys, they're all going to church. Everyone's going to church. And that's just because someone's going to church doesn't really mean that they're like holier than thou. Even if they wear white underwear, even their white undies, it doesn't mean that they're holier than thou. This is a cool exercise I really like. This one is a close grip, underhand chin up. And you can do a mini jump and try to hold it up there as long as possible and pull your shoulders back. And then I'm going back to this one here. It's a push-up with just a little arm cross right there. Again, looking for speed, looking to build some fast twitch muscle fiber in the chest. That's going to make your chest a little more structured and not make it look so like weird. If you're a male, you don't want your chest all coming down and sagging. You want to make it nice and tight, pull it up, get that upper shelf, that top shelf, and sculpt the chest so it's more square-like as if you were like Batman. That nice squared off chest, rippling in the middle. That's a really cool one. On this one, you want to make sure that you breathe out as you push out. A pretty cool one. We had some other ones, different variations of push-ups. We had a little sit-up push-up there, and now I'm just doing the arm rotation. My arms are going back, thumbs facing behind you, and you're just circling back just to stretch out the chest, give myself a little bit of a break. And most of these workouts that you'll see, I'm actually training someone else, and here's this one lady here. She's got a band on and she's doing squats and she's just pulsing. I'm having her go side to side pulsing. Generally, I'd ask for 4 sets of 20 on something like that. She's holding a 15-pound dumbbell. Make sure you keep your back super straight or arched, as they say, and you're just walking side to side, back and forth, just like that. I'm going to go back to this one. You got a Smith machine here, and the bench is at a super high incline. And just grab it so that your hands are somewhat above your elbows, over your elbows. You want to keep your elbows nice and wide. And I'm pushing that out. We're doing partials. So that I hit mostly chest, not so much tricep. Keep it in the chest zone here. Immediately after doing the heavy bench press off the Smith machine, now watch these little things right there. Watch the hooks. Now we're going to go into a dumbbell press. Palms are facing each other. And again, we're going for partials all the way down, but not all the way up. Staying in that chest area, staying in the chest region right there. Breathe out as you push out. Keep your abs engaged. Try not to arch your back too much on this one so that your back leads the bench. But yeah, very nice. Very, very interesting stuff. Very weird times. You notice the days are a little faster. The days are getting very short. In the Bible, it talks about consider the ant. Consider the ant, thou sluggard. Because the ant, it needs no guidance or anything like that. You just see a random ant. It doesn't need anyone to guide it. It's just out there looking for sugar, looking for meat, looking for different materials. And when it finds something, it brings it back to the nest, to the hive, to the ant farm. It just brings it right back there. It doesn't need anyone to guide it. Like when we're going to church, we need someone to guide us every step of the way. How do I do it? How do I do it? And sometimes, if you saw some of my earlier posts, you said, where do I get started? How do I start? What do I start doing first? Sometimes the most important thing to do is just start. I'm not talking about going to church, read the Bible on your own, just kind of look around, see what people are doing around you. And some people, I don't even think that some people are really there. You ever see someone and it's like you're trying to talk to them and you're just looking at them, but it seems like there's nobody home, right? Like they're a walking zombie, like they're the walking dead, like they're already dead. And it could be that you trying to argue with someone, you trying to, show someone that they're delusional or something like that. They could already be dead inside. They could literally be the walking dead. There's no real spirit inside of that soul. There's no spirit inside of them. And they're just like walking dead. And here you are trying to reason with the dead, and they're doing what they're supposed to do. They might not, their spirit might not be in there. Might be an evil spirit in there. Might be a demon in that person. And you're trying to reason with it and all this stuff. And the spirit's looking at you like, what are you talking about? I'm here to do wickedness. Right? What did the Lord say? The Lord said, I create good and I create the wicked. I create the righteous and I create the wicked. I created the righteous to do righteousness, and I created the wicked to do wickedness. Right? How does a star shine in the light? A star only shines in the dark. That's your job. Your job is to overcome that darkness and shine even still, not become darker. Right? And the goal of darkness is to be dark. What's the job of darkness? The job of darkness is to be dark. Hence the name, right? So those are just a couple things I noticed. I found that really odd. A nice little coffee here. One thing I like to do is obviously have a nice cup of coffee in the morning. I use a French press to make coffee. And as you know, coffee is a natural fat burner. Especially when you brew it yourself without all the sugar and all that stuff, coffee is a natural fat burner. All right, just letting you know. And here we've got a regular decline chest press, got two pulleys right there. One foot's in front of the other. Keep your core tight, keep your back straight. Pick one spot on the ground, push that straight out, just like that. I think I did like 8 or 10 or something like that. Didn't even switch legs. Make sure both your feet are facing forward and press that straight down. When you push out, breathe out. So yeah, this drizzle thing, and I'll say this too. Let's say someone's getting on your nerves. They say, oh, women said sprinkle, sprinkle, and I'm a guy. Now we're doing drizzle. Yeah, take that. Don't get in the habit of that, men. Don't get in the habit of tit for tat and karma. Forget all that stuff. Whatever you're going to do, just go ahead and do it. Be consistent and be disciplined. Try to do something productive, right? And don't be looking for the other person's reaction. Don't be looking for any kind of emotional reaction for them. Just decide what it is you're going to do and go ahead and do those things. Save you a lot of extra stress, a lot of extra worry, worrying about what someone else is doing all the time, worrying about how they're going to react. I would say this is a good time to it's a good time to be single. If you're already single, be single. If you're already with someone, treat them good. If you're already married, be diligent in your marriage. Be faithful and be honest in your marriage. Right? If you're in a relationship, treat that other person good. If that other person treats you bad, treats you wickedly, get out of the relationship. If you're just dating, But if you're in a marriage, try to uphold the covenant as best as possible, unless that person is doing something way wild. And this is just for men. I know a lot of women teach women to just leave for any old reason. But I'm going to tell you guys, don't just leave her for any old reason. Go ahead and do your due diligence and go ahead and uphold the commitment that you set forth for at the very beginning. And if you're in a relationship, treat the person as you'd want to be treated. Treat them really good. Don't spend all your time, all your day, and all your night trying to figure out what it is that she wants. If she starts making things too complicated, there's only so much you can do. You got to be yourself and don't change yourself to please someone else. Notice a lot of people will say, well, what do you like to do? I like to do the same things you like. What do you like to eat? I like the same things you eat. Where do you like to go? I like to go to the same places you like to go. And you take that as with a grain of salt. Next thing you know, some years go by, and that same person that said, I like what you like, now they're saying, well, I've lost myself. I can't find myself. I forgot who I was. You didn't know who you were from the very beginning. You didn't have any of your own things from the very beginning. That's another dangerous thing. So be careful, men, if you're meeting someone and all they know is, well, I like what you like. I want to do what you do. I just want to be wherever you are. That person, they don't really know themselves that well. And you don't want them to graduate from you. You don't want them to find themselves through a relationship with you. And here it is, you start loving them. Next thing you know, they go ghost. Hey guys, be Marche. I'll see you guys real soon. Yeah, like and subscribe and all that stuff. I'll see you guys soon.